Have you ever thought about time travel? I'm not talking about some complex machine, but something way simpler and maybe even more powerful. A simple letter. Today, we're going to dive into this really fascinating concept that uses storytelling to send us a pretty stark message from the future. Okay, so just picture it. You get a message from a future you can't even really imagine yet. Is it a warning? A note of hope? Who knows? But that simple, powerful idea is exactly what we're unpacking today. And it all kicks off with that one single letter. So the letter shows up, and the very first line, man, it is a total gut punch. It starts with just 4 words that change absolutely everything. In this new world, it's clear that humanity has adapted. I mean, we've engineered some seriously incredible solutions just to be able to survive. But all that progress, well, it came at a huge, staggering cost. The letter goes on, and it talks about missing these simple things, right? The quiet of an untouched forest, or a night sky that isn't just completely blanketed by satellites. And that's when you realize this message isn't really about cool floating cities. It's about what was lost. It's a warning, really, about what we should be valuing, right here, right now. So, what is all this anyway? I mean, obviously, this chilling letter isn't real, at least not yet. It's actually the core idea behind a really unique concept called the Time Traveler's Journal. And its whole purpose is to use these fictional messages from the future to make us think and think deeply about our present. So this project is all about using imagination as a tool for reflection. These letters, they're not just sci-fi stories for the sake of it. No, they're meant to be mirrors, designed to make us stop and really look hard at the path we're on today. But how does a project like this make these future visions feel so real, so impactful? The secret is in how it cleverly blends pure imagination with some cold, hard reality. The real power here is in the formula. They take these fictional letters, right? But then they ground them in the real world. They weave in actual science, like current climate models, and real tech trends that are happening as we speak. Then they layer on these big philosophical questions about humanity. All of that makes the scenarios feel totally plausible. And here's the best part. It invites the community, people like you, to send in their own visions of tomorrow. And that right there is where this whole concept just totally stands out. It completely breaks the fourth wall. See, you're not just supposed to be a passive listener just taking in a story. Nope. You are personally invited to become an active participant, a co-creator even, of this shared future. The process is actually pretty simple, but wow, it's profound. First, you listen to one of these messages from the future. Then, you just take a minute to reflect. Think about how the choices we're making today connect to that future. And then, you craft your own letter. When you do that, you're not just writing some fan fiction. You become, and I absolutely love how this source material puts this, a traveler holding the pen of destiny. But here's the thing. This isn't really about predicting tomorrow with perfect accuracy. It's about seeing today more clearly. So how do these future visions actually work as a mirror for us? Well, the connection is surprisingly direct. I mean, just think about it for a second. A story about floating cities, that's not really about future architecture, is it? It's a reflection of our choices on climate change today. A sky jam-packed with satellites makes us question our relationship with technology. And the loss of quiet forests, well, that's a direct commentary on our conservation efforts right now. You see, every imagined future is really a verdict on our present. So at the end of the day, the goal isn't to be a perfect fortune teller. The real power of this whole idea lies in a much more hopeful and, frankly, a much more empowering message. And that really brings us to the most important point of all. By allowing ourselves to imagine different futures, both the wonderful and the terrifying, we give ourselves the power to change course. Imagination becomes this incredible tool, not for escaping the present, but for actively shaping what comes next. So, I'll leave you with the same question this whole project asks its listeners. If you were to pick up that pen of destiny and write a message back from tomorrow, what would you want us to know today? What choices would you urge us to make? The future isn't some distant, unchangeable place. It's a conversation that we're all a part of, starting right now.